Creativity with Don Allen III live. I'm excited to say I'm back, and we're going to be jumping into some of these workflows. I had some questions around how are we creating these 3D avatar looking things. Today I'm going to be showing you some of that workflow, and I'm also going to try to 3D print a physical version of this. So, right now this isn't really 3D geometry. This is rendered generative AI pixels, and what I want to do is essentially show you a workflow that I haven't tested yet, but I have a theory, and the theory is if I can get the data needed to 3D print this as a real object and then turn it into like a little statue, and then maybe at a different day we like paint that statue or something, I think it could be really fun. Also to my side right here, that's a robot that I built and programmed, and I just ran a new program on it that allows me to have it react emotionally to things. So we'll see how that is. I want to see if it might be a good like live stream companion. Can you not see that character? Oh yeah, you can see it. Okay, cool. So, Richie, quiet, please. Okay. Let's keep saying pizza. They don't really eat food or anything, but I'm just gonna turn off the volume on the character. I don't mind it moving around. I think that's kind of cool, but maybe the volume part is less cool. No, thank you. Where's Richie's voice? Sorry, Richie. We're just gonna put you on mute for a little bit.
What happens to a Ford's car when it breaks down? It gets towed away.
Hang on, Richie. Stop chatting. Okay. Testing. Can you hear me? Okay, cool. Can you see me? Great. All right, so let's get right back to it. So a lot of these workflows involve using a tool called Nano Banana Pro. It's by Google, and normally people use it in the Gemini model right in the chat. What it is the ability to go into these models. Let me just log into my account real quick. So what you can do with Nano Banana Pro is give it some images, give it some context. It's very smart, and then it can generate images of the things that you want. So one of my main strategies for this technique is I give it, I've given it 3D models that I've made. I've given it like screenshots of 3D models. I've given it photographs of outfits that I like. I've given it photographs of myself, and then I feed that all in and then ask a text description of what kind of outcome I want to have happen. And that is really how the technique works. I wish I could show you like a reference here. So like take for example this shot here. What I used for the model inputs to generate this image was the following. So I'm just going to zoom in here. So I generated this 3D character earlier, and then I got this pose that I really liked in my room. And then that's actually physically me. I went on a hiking trail and took a video of me in that position, and it uses and then my prompt was the following. I said, imagine the animated 3D character in the first 3 images in the exact pose and environment of the 3rd image. The character also must be in the same proportions as the human actor. And so that was the input. Those 3 images, which were my AI avatar, and by the way, I built these by giving it like 3D references. So I've done a lot of 3D modeling and UV work and rigging for years. I used to teach at DreamWorks Animation, so I'm very familiar with the traditional way of doing this. I used to teach it professionally for years at DreamWorks, and so I used some of my 3D abilities to actually make the perfect references. So I actually have like 3D models I've made of my head as a character, and I showed that to Nano Banana Pro, and I said, hey, this is the character I want, but hey, can you make the hair longer? Or can you adjust the width of the cheekbones? Like, you can have this natural conversation with Nano Banana Pro, and the reason why I use it on not Gemini, I actually use it on a website called Higgsfield. The reason why I love using Higgsfield AI for the workflows is they let you use Nano Banana Pro up to 4K quality, Whereas if you use it on Gemini right in your Gemini app on your phone or Gemini chat in the browser, they cap the quality at 1K. And this does make a big difference for any faraway shots. Like if you want your 3D character to look good far away, you need more pixels to remember those shapes. So that was the key insight. So using Higgs field, because they have API access to Gemini, allows us to get a 4K result. And yeah, so let's continue. And you can also start seeing how many iterations I go through before I get what I want. I'm not typically getting what I want right away, right? So you can really, hopefully you're starting to see, like, I try a lot of things. I also ask for different detail shots, and I always keep asking, like, what does the silhouette of the character look like? And it takes a while before I get something that I really like. And then once I do, it's like, for example, like I didn't like this at all. That's not what I wanted. And so I had to be like, actually, no, I need you to be a character still. And then I got something closer to this. And then I was like, yes, this is the direction I would like to take the character, the avatar, etc. So let's continue. So we're in Nano Banana Pro right now. I'm in Higgs field. I'm using Nano Banana Pro, and I'm going to show you how we're going to make this into a 3D model, like a real 3D model, not pixels that look 3D. So the first thing I'm going to do is that we're going to generate the pose that we want. Then we're going to generate an AI generated video to get the camera to do a full 360 around the pose. Then we're going to take screenshots of that pose and feed it into a different AI model that generates 3D geometry from images. Then I'll bring those into my 3D workflows, Cinema 4D, Blender, clean up the model if it's needed, and then send that to the 3D printer. That's the workflow I'm going to show you right now, and let's just get right to it. Okay. So the first thing is, I have so much reference at this point, right? Tons and tons of reference. And so what we want to do is just kind of start fresh. I'm going to erase my text prompt from below. I'm also going to close this window. It's a little loud out there. And then we're going to get rid of any reference images that we currently had. And what you're going to do is kind of find your favorite results so far. So I'm going to go and I click this one. I really liked this result. But I didn't like the strap, but I really like this expression. And what we do is we just click on the reference button. When you do this, it's going to add the image that you've already generated as a reference into your next prompt. So I'm going to click reference. Boom. And right away, that image now lives into here. So you can have, I think, up to maybe 8 reference images before you give it a text prompt. This is one of the ways that I'm getting character consistency across frames, is by doing this exact technique. So I'm going to go up and find a different pose or a different, lighting environment that I really liked of this character. I'm scrolling through my past results. I think I liked that one a lot. This one looks pretty cool. Yeah, I liked this one, so I'm going to go ahead and add this as a reference. Great. Next, we're going to find one that's a very different angle. This is a key aspect if you want to generate 3D models. You can't just have everything from the same angle. Imagine if I only wanted to model my hand and I just kept giving it photos of this angle and it doesn't know that I have knuckles, I guess the models are smart enough to guess at this point what's behind your hand. But if you have a very specific character design in mind, your reference images need to encompass different angles. So a profile shot is great. Above the head shot is great. If you think of yourself as an action figure, you want to do a lot more coverage before you ask it to generate stuff. So I like this one because it helps the AI understand that I only want the left arm to be robotic and I want to keep my right hand human. And having this side angle is really clear about that. So I'm going to hit reference. Boom. Scrolling down. Next, I'm going to find some of these more hero images that show a bit more of the personality of the character. I think this one's pretty accurate. I like to have this kind of positive, happy, futurist vibe. So I'm going to also add this profile looking photo as a reference. So take a look. We now have 4 image references in here, which is a lot. This is a lot of good information, and they're from various angles. we might want to get at least one angle from the back. So let me see if I can find any, or or a different dynamic pose. So I'm just kind of scrolling through looking for that. I think that one is pretty good for that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add that as a reference as well. Okay. So we now effectively have these 5 reference images, and now we go into the text prompt. Now I use a tool called Super Whisper that is the best. Well, actually, it's Super Whisper and Whisper Flow. Those 2 programs, Super Whisper, Whisper Flow, are the 2 best voice to text dictation software out there right now. They can run locally on your machine, so you don't have to send every one of your dictations to a cloud server for processing unless you want to. I usually turn that feature off. And what it lets you do is you can speak at almost any speed and almost most languages, and it will turn that into very, very good dictation. Now I know a lot of phones already have voice to text built in, but I always run into this issue where they're slow and they don't always catch certain like pronouns of words or buttons or icons. They often miss a lot of punctuation. So I find I use Super Whisper on my desktop and I use Whisper Flow on my phone. And so what it does is if I hit Option Spacebar, I can then speak at any speed that I want, and it's going to transcribe that as text. That's how I'm getting these outputs done so quickly. I don't really type anymore. The keyboard is really not being used. It's underutilized on all my devices at this point. I'm mostly using my voice to control the computer. And I do a lot of that through Super Whisper and Whisper Flow. So let me show you that in real time. So you go up, you select whatever area you want the text to be in, and then you're gonna hit Option Spacebar, at least if you're on my computer, and that will trigger Whisper Flow. I would like to see this character floating in a white room, levitating in place in a heroic pose. They are the same character based off of the attached reference images, and they are frozen perfectly like a statue in this world. And then you hit spacebar and it puts the text in there. Next thing I'm going to do is generate a square image. Usually performs better for this step. So I'm going to go to 1 by 1 for a square. And lastly, change the resolution to 4K. It's faster if you have these lower resolutions, but 4K, it's going to be longer, but really good details. And then this is how many generations you can get in one go. I want to generate 4 different ones. We got a question from AR Maybe, says Super Whisper for desktop and Whisper Flow for iOS. You nailed it. I'm going to go ahead and pin that comment. And then finally, we click generate. Now these do use credits. And so while that's running, I can always go to the very top of the stack now and hit generate again. So now I'm generating 8 possibilities that have those 5 reference images, right? Plus they have this whole setup. One thing we can do right now while we're waiting is I sometimes will then, for this workflow, this kind of generative AI influence workflow, is I will then go and find poses online. Now, if you don't want to find these poses, you could also film yourself. So what I showed earlier, let me see if I can find that reference image. So I think I saved the reference image I have for this one. Let me see if I can find it for you. Okay, it's none of those ones. Which one is the reference image? Okay, I think it's in this adjustments folder. There we go. So this is what I wanted to show. So for a lot of the poses that I had very specific storytelling that I wanted it to do, it's just easier for me just to take a photo of myself and use that photo as the pose. So I would give this as an image inside of Nano Banana Pro. And then again, I would give it those 5 or 6 reference images of my character from different angles with the same character consistency. And then ask it to swap. I would say keep the same proportions as the human actor and replace it with my avatar. And so you can see what that would look like, right? Before, after, before, after, before, after. I'll zoom in. I'll do just a 2D zoom in on my screen here just to show you how insane this ability is now. Before, after, before, after, before, after. And so this is how I'm getting the level of character consistency across frames. Now, a lot of these tools can actually do first frame and last frame animation. So you could do one frame when you're like this, and then I don't have it saved on the computer, but I did another frame where I was putting on the glasses. So I had one where I was like that, right? You could take a picture of you in that pose. Then I could do this one where it's on my face. I also did one where I had it extended out, and I looked down at the glasses in like a little shock, like that. And so by literally filming myself, Higgsfield is spelled Higgsfield. There you go. Oh, it's spelled wrong. Higgsfield. Doesn't like this word. Okay, there you go. And so I would take these photos, right? And literally you could just film yourself as if you're an animator. To give you context, every one of the animators at DreamWorks when I was working there, we would always film ourselves doing character reference. Now, I wasn't a formally trained animator at DreamWorks, but I did train a lot of our artists on a lot of our tools. And if you want to see this in real life, let me show you an example that I think helps bring home the point. So the type of animation, it's called character, animation reference. Animation reference. Animated movies. I'll just show you an example of it, so then I think you'll connect. So this is the actual animator. There was a lot of animators on the Spider-Verse movie, right? And that was one of the animators. And usually, when you work in feature animations, each time the camera is placed somewhere in the world and you see a hero actor on the screen, usually one animator is in charge of just that character on that shot. So you might have across a sequence, there might be like, let's say 30 shots in a sequence. There might be different animators working on all 30 shots, but almost every one of them that I know would do this. They would film themselves as reference. So she filmed herself doing the performance that she needed for the story that they're trying to tell. And then she would use her face and her hands and her emotions and her timing. She would use all that as reference. This one's an interesting one I want to point out. So notice how in this shot, she was animating both these characters. So she recorded herself as that character. And why they might have three different references is maybe she liked the face that she had in this video, but maybe she liked the shoulder placement in this video, and maybe she liked the timing in this video. And so the animators would go through and essentially decide, basically act out everything. And so what I'm encouraging folks to do is to think like an animator. They would film themselves as reference with just their phones, then use that reference. Now, the only difference that I'm going to add to this workflow, and actually I worked on this movie. I worked on Bad Guys, the first one. I didn't work on Bad Guys 2, but this same idea is see, look at these poses. Also, I trained this animator. He's really skilled. So you see how all these poses, there's nothing that's just made up from thin air. He would film himself based off of the script and the story, and they would film themselves many, many times for timing. They'd use props, and they would use the environment, and this is how animation has been done forever. What I'm now kind of encouraging you to add to this workflow, add to this pipeline, is still shoot your reference for the story that you're trying to tell. But now what you can do is just pull some of these frames. Oh, also fun, super, super secret pro tip on YouTube, on desktop. Did you know that if you use the the comma and the period key. If you use the comma and the period key on desktop for YouTube, you can go frame by frame. It's not jumping in 5-second intervals. It actually just jumps frame by frame. So a lot of how I learned animation was by going on YouTube and studying frame by frame. And it's really helpful because we have the period key, the comma key, comma, 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 and the period key, period, 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 comma, 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 period, 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 because it really helps you understand the timing of everything. So if I kind of go through this one, comma, 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 period, 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 and each time I'm hitting period, I'm looking at the reference of the animator, and I'm looking at how they animated that shot. So I go forward, okay, so it's a little squeeze there. And look at how the hand is timed really closely, but not perfectly with the animation. So they often don't follow their video one-to-one. They'll just use elements of it. But what I'm saying you can now do is, let's say I have all the character reference artwork of my character. I could just film this pose of myself and then ask my character reference to be placed into that pose, into this context. And then you use that as a first frame within one of the AI video tools. It's really, really powerful stuff. Like, look at that. Frame by frame, you can kind of see how cool that is. Looks like he got his partner to pretend to arrest him. And then and also, yeah, see how cool this is. You can use different shots. So maybe you liked the performance of this part, but then they liked the way that they were walking. They need to see their legs. The animator needed to see how the legs actually move. So this is literally, like, when we were working on the Bad Guys movie, this is how every scene in Bad Guys is animated. But not just Bad Guys. This is true for Disney, and yeah, everyone's using this technique. All right, anyway, let's go back to Higgsfield. Wow, look at these 8 references. Let's go ahead and blow them up in full size. Amazing. Cool. I really like that one the most so far. Wow, that one's really cool too. Although I probably wouldn't be frowning. That one's too boring. Too fighting like. That one's my favorite so far. I like the dynamic pose there. Good morning. Oh yeah, I'm back. I'm trying to get back into my old ways. This last couple weeks, I've been kind of operating from a place of fear and anger, and it's been reflective in the stories that I've been sharing. I try to share mostly creative, positive technology and cool art tools, and I'm trying to get back to that. So I reset my Instagram's algorithm, and now my feed looks back to normal. I saw some cool animations this morning, and it inspired me to want to do a live stream. So hopefully I'm getting back on track. I like this pose the most, but I want to change some things about this, mostly the expression. So what we're going to do is either download this and save it, or use this as a reference and then just give it that feedback. So I'm going to do that. I like that one a lot. Let me see. Or you know what? I like this one so much, I'm going to ask for more poses like this. And we're going to do that now. So I'm going to click on the reference button. And it just added that as a reference. Now at this point, because I'm starting to narrow down what I like, we actually want to get rid of all of these, because these are now away from the direction that we want to go. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just hit the X button. And luckily nothing's being deleted. They're just not being used as inputs. And now I'm going to give it a new prompt. And also, because this is using Nano Banana Pro, it's aware that we have 2 images in here, and it also knows that that's the first image, and then that's the second image. So I can say things like, take the blah, blah, blah from the first image and do the blink to the second image. It understands that. So let's do that now. We're going to use Super Whisper to generate the text that we need here. I really like the pose of the character in the image 2 on the white background. But we need the character to have that happy, jovial, positive expression from the first image. We also want to see some variations of heroic poses, and we want to take a look at what that would look like. Can we see some examples? heroic, floating, levitating poses, more positive, happy expressions from the character. And then hit generate. And generate again. And I'm gonna hit generate again. So now we're generating 4, 4, and 4 different possibilities of that. Dude, what is that little robot desk? He's so attentive. Oh, thanks. I built them. I built him, and I've been running some of my own programs on it. This is the Reachy Mini Bot. They have a kit online. It's from the company Hugging Face. And I put a whole machine learning model in there, so it actually understands language. Hey, Reachy, can you show me a dance move? Reachy, show me a dance move. Yeah, just a dance move. Reachy, can you dance? Dance, please. Okay, I think I'm overloading it because it's hearing so much of my conversation. It doesn't know which instruction to take, but I built that. It has 9 servo motors in its neck and torso. I put its Wi-Fi receiving chip on the upper left part of its temple. These are 2 cameras. It has an infrared camera, so it can see in the dark, and I have a microphone in there. But yeah, I built that, and it's fun. Okay, every time live demos fail, this is a scientific fact. All right, take a look at these. Wow, so many more poses. I forgot. Nano Banana Pro is smart enough that it can give you multiple poses in one image. So we're technically getting not 12 different images. We're getting closer to 4 times 12. Yeah, we're just getting a lot more images. So let's take a look at some of these up close. Awesome. I like this one the most so far. That one is really speaking to me. That one's pretty cool as well. Oh, these are fun. Oh, I like this one the most. That's more my speed. Happy, positive, reaching out, excited. This one lost my cyborg arm, but I like that pose. That one's kind of fun too. I like this one of just reaching out. That's pretty neat. Yeah, let's go through that. This one we got 5 extra poses in there. So many options, right? So many options. Okay, I think my favorite, I like this one too. That one's pretty cool. Also, that would be pretty balanced in 3D. But I really did like that one's really cool too. I think I'm still leaning into this one the most as like my favorite design here. I think it was busy thinking about your superpower generator. Oh, yeah. Reachy, do a dance move. There we go. It starts to dance a little bit. Okay. All right, so we got our poses. I think I like this one the most. Only thing I think is going to be hard from a 3D printing perspective is the glasses, because the components are so narrow. So I might have to manually 3D model the glasses or separately model the glasses off of the model. But everything else looks big enough, bulky enough, and distance wise enough that I can probably safely 3D print this. Okay, next step. I'm gonna screenshot my favorite poses, this one in particular. And now I just wanna essentially like a 4K version of that. So we could just take it from here and up-res it in a different tool, or because we're still here in Nano Banana Land, I'm just going to load it up into here and just ask for the same exact image to be upscaled at 4K. So I'm just gonna grab that image, bring it right into Nano Banana Pro. Again, I just literally took a screenshot of that image of my favorite one, and we're bringing that back in, and then we're gonna describe what we wanna have happen. Can you keep this exact same image exactly as it is, just upscale the resolution? It needs to have the same face, same arms, same body, same pose, same lighting. Nothing should change. We just want it to be 4K quality. and then again, hit generate, and I'll just generate maybe 2 or 3 times just so we get a couple of variations. All right, we're about to move into the next phase. Now that you have an image of the pose that you like, that you want to 3D print, we're not really ready to hit the 3D printer quite yet. What we need to do next is see if we can get a video where the camera or the character, either one of them stays locked. Let's say the camera's locked, and we want that character to orbit and pivot in place. Now, Higgs field is so powerful that they literally have a tool that can do that. They have a pre-made script that can generate a 360 turntable. We'll try that one. And they also have a model called Kling01 where you can just describe the camera movement that you want, or describe what you want to have happen. And so we're going to try both methods, and whichever one keeps the character the most solid throughout the full 360 turn, that's the one I'm going to use. So here we have it. We got some reference images coming in. Let's take a look at how good they are, or what can we improve or tweak. Wow, Nano Banana Pro is doing such a good job. This all looks very consistent with what I was hoping for. Quality-wise, yeah, I think it nailed it. It didn't modify anything else. Kept everything intact. I think we're good. Great. Okay, so we're gonna take our favorite pose in there, which I think I'll just kind of choose in here. They're all very similar. I think there's subtle changes to lighting. I think I'm gonna go with this one as my favorite. Making sure all the fingers are there. Yep, looking good. I think that's the one. I'm just trying to double check. Okay, let's go with this one. So what I'm gonna do is hit download so that we can save this off of their server, right? And just gonna save this into the OmniDon folder. New folder, we're gonna call this 3D model. Because that was the main question I was getting, was like, is this a 3D model? And I kept saying, no, it's not a 3D model, it's an image that we've generated. But now I'm showing you that we can take an image that's generated and turn this into something that we 3D print and make into a physical thing. So let us do that. All right, so we got that image saved. Now we're gonna go to the video models inside of Higgs field. And one of them that they have, which is kind of cool, if I go to it, is you can change the type of models that you're using. And one of them is a 360 turntable that I saw the other day. Don't know which model, maybe it was Kling 2.5, let me see. Looking for it, we got general, morphs, anime, transitions. I'm just gonna look for whichever one was the 360 orbit. I'm not seeing it yet, still looking around. Okay, maybe it wasn't Kling. Was it Google? Was it Kling01? Let me see. Kling01. I mean, there's so many different models at this point. So let me search for it. So I'll do 360. Okay, so this is one. Here's a 360 orbit. I'm going to use that as a preset. And then for the first frame, we're going to give it that very image that we just generated, this one. So let's just see what that does, just to start. And I'm then going to describe what I want. The action figure is in a frozen pose as the camera orbits in a full 360. Okay, oh, that's too fast. 5 seconds is not enough time, but we'll see what it does anyway. I'm just gonna hit generate and just kind of explore. That's our first test, really just see what happens. Hit the generate button, so we're just gonna see what that does. But I do know other models have come out since then that can handle this, so I'm gonna go back to the models. I'm gonna try Kling 2.6, and I'm gonna keep everything. I'm just gonna change this to Kling 2.6 general. I'm gonna leave the same prompt, set the duration to 10 seconds, and just hit generate. So the first one is Higgs field's own model. The second one is gonna be Kling 2.6. We're now gonna try a third model. I'm gonna run this through VO3. Oh, we got a question from the audience says, I'm so impressed by you and Remy. Oh, thank you so much. So let's take a look now at the next one. So I'm going to switch the model from that. We're going to switch it to Google Veo 3.1. And what's nice about that is there's 4K quality and the duration, 8 seconds. For the aspect ratio, I'm going to keep this, maybe do 16:9, and then just hit generate. Be careful with Veo 3. They use so many credits. That's a lot of credits. So be careful when using that model. It can get expensive fast. Next, we're going to go to, we tried Kling, we've tried Higgsfield, we've tried Google Veo. Let's try WAN 2.5 as well. And same idea, just see what happens. Let's go to, general duration, let's set it to 10 seconds, resolution 1080p, and generate. All right. So again, here's the reason why I love Higgsfield so much is you can try different AI models on one subscription. Instead of having to subscribe to 4 different companies right now, I could just be in one spot. So let's take a look at the first one that came out. This one is from Higgsfield's own model. Okay, pretty cool, but unfortunately, I need the character to not move at all. They can't be moving their fingers. They can't be changing their facial expressions. I love the camera movement, but I can't use the shot for 3D modeling. So we're not going to go with Higgsfield's model for this one. Let's take a look at Kling 2.6. I have high hopes for this one. Let's take a look. Okay, this one's awesome. Came out really cool, but unfortunately, it is too alive. I might need a prompt. Oh wow, and the face dramatically changes, so we can't use that one either. All right. Interesting. Let's try, let's see what the next one is. So far, 2 no-goes. Let's see how Google 3.1 handles this same exact prompt. Also, what we can do, worst case scenario, if we're still struggling with this, I can always ask Nano Banana Pro to generate what this shot would look like if the camera was rotated 90 degrees 4 times. So that's another way that we can get the angles. But I really want to see if we can get a full turntable. Actually, that's the word I should probably use, is the turntable. So let's go back. I'm going to go to Higgsfield Explore. I think I've seen the turntable effect in here before as like a preset. So let me see if I can find it. Or I guess I could search for it, right? Let's see, upscale, Kling video, Nano Banana, edit image, explore tools, visual effects. Where is just plain old turntable? These are Higgsfield apps. Let me see all the Higgsfield apps. Relight angles, generate any angle view for any image in seconds. That might be what we need. Yeah, that might be what we need here. Camera swaps, realistic ads, VFX, ASMR, art styles, style ads, viral clips, 3D. Ah, there it is. Boom. That's what I'm looking for. That's exactly what it's called, 3D rotation. So let's go ahead and run the 3D rotation app, upload the image from Higgsfield that we like, and hit generate. Oh, sorry, it's still processing. Yeah, so these are different apps you can run. We got a question from AR, maybe says, can't you ask Nano Banana Pro to create a still character turntable spec sheet from the 3D turntable video with any frame as a reference? Yes, but I want to see if I can get a video first. Yeah, I just want to see if I can get a video first, because the reason why is the video, if we get this working, it gives us even more frames to reference for angles. Like, you get hundreds of angles on the same shot, which could really help the 3D process. The next tool that we're going to use, you can upload a lot of different images of the object, and then it can use that to rebuild the 3D model. And I think if I can get a video to generate, it will give me more options to load. But again, if we're not getting the results we want, we can always switch out, and be like, let's just use that Nano Banana Pro, generate the 4 angles and use that. But I want to see if we can do this. We got a question from Kung Fu Kickflip. Says, awesome. Part of being a pro is using the right tools. It's so cool to learn with you and your practice. Oh, thanks. I'm happy to be here and share. We got a question from Digital.Bohemians.VR. Says, are you showing the Kling too? Yes. Yeah, we are showing the Kling. I'm just waiting for this app to process. Oh, it is processing. Oh, great. I didn't know it was in progress. So I'm just click start new and then generate another version just so we have a couple versions. All right, let's go back to the video editor and see what other options came out. So here was Kling 2. Oh, we already saw that one. That was Kling 2.6. So yeah, we're just still waiting for Veo 3. Oh, okay, one of them finished. This one is WAN 2.5 Fast. Let's take a look at how this one came out. That's what I'm talking about. Yes. Oh no, I spoke too soon. All of this is great though. And to be honest, this might be more than enough data to generate the 3D model correctly. So I might be able to just, take a couple frames from this. That might be enough like parallax depth in the character that it might understand what to do with that. Yeah, maybe. We'll see. We're just going to run it and just test it out. That one came out really good. So I'm going to download that one as like a good example. That came out pretty good. All right, looks like Veo 3 just finished. Let's take a look at how this one came out. Ooh, Veo 3 did a very bad job with the face, but did very good with the body. Interesting. There's always some trade-offs. I like what it did with the body and the arm. Yeah, that actually came out pretty cool. But the face changes too much. Okay. So far, WAN 2.5 Fast is the best. All right, here is our 3D rotation from Higgsfield. Oh, that one's a complete flop. Hair shape is changing, arms are moving. It got rid of the pose that I like. That's not the tool. So far, the best one was WAN 2.5 Fast. All right, so we've tried the video method way. We've tried literally like 5 different leading AI model company video models. Now let's try just the image model with Nano Banana Pro and give it the context. So the tool that we're going to be using this for is it's a website called Meshy, M-E-S-H-Y. It's a different AI subscription, of course. It's not in the main ones that I use, but this is called Meshy. If you want to screenshot this, there you go. Meshy.ai, M-E-S-H-Y.ai. And yes, we do use Higgsfield. We've been using it all the time, and we used it all today. Okay, so now that we have that, I'm just going to put something else on my bottom screen here, so when people come in, they'll kind of like, will be curious about what tools we're using, because they see some running down here in the bottom. Okay, and let's go back. So I'm going to log into my Meshy account. And with Meshy logged in, we're going to they have an image to 3D, where you can generate an actual 3D model from images. And so the feature that I was going to use was this one, which lets you batch images to 3D. So you click on this one and you could literally give it different images of your character, and then it like leverages that. Let's see in a crazy world scenario if it could just deal with one image. Like, who knows? Maybe one image is good enough today. I don't know. I don't know that for sure, but it could be. So let's take a look at just giving it a single image. So let's start off with the one that we liked the most, which was this image here. I'm just going to load that up, and let's just see what happens. Generate a 3D model. Let me see if there's any other settings. Standard model type, flying cyborg joyride. That's hilarious. Give it a name. What is this? Helper, examples. All right, let's just hit generate. It says it'll take about 1 minute to make a 3D model. with that information. It's in the queue, and yeah, you just see it processing the tasks. Great. While that's running, we're going to try the multiple one. So let's go back to Nano Banana in Higgsfield. And we're going to go to the version that we liked a lot. So I'm going to go to the image model. And we're going to load in our favorite image so far. And then I'm just going to say, imagine a camera orbits around the scene 90 degrees. We need to see exactly what this character would look like from that angle. It's important that the character's face stays intact and they have the same props, the same clothing, same expression, same hair, same everything. We just want to see this shot as if we were locked on the Y axis and we rotated 90 degrees and we looked at this floating 3D model. What would that image look like? So now I'm just going to ask Nano Banana to try to generate that image. And it, it's probably going to do fantastic. In the meanwhile, let's take a look at where we are with the 3D model. It says it's in the queue. It doesn't say it's processed yet, so we'll just kind of wait for it to do its thing. It said it would take about a minute. It hasn't been a minute yet, so we'll just kind of wait for that 3D model. That's just the image of the 3D model. I'll hang tight there. Let's go back to Nano Banana, see how we're doing on the images, see if we're getting a new second angle. Why not try the multi-shot option? Sometimes multi-shot, I've noticed, changes the character a lot, like and sometimes in subtle ways. And when you're 3D modeling, it can't be subtly changing. Otherwise, the 3D model gets all warped. So I'm trying to get it to be like, oh, you mean like have all 4 shots in one frame? That's something we could definitely do. I could say, put the 4 different angles. Yeah, this didn't work, at least for that pose. It just looks like it rotated the head. That one's not bad, but the legs are closer together in this one, and that will break the 3D modeling tool. It needs to have the same proportions everywhere. That one's okay. The legs are just a little bit too close together though. But it's so amazing now that this is even possible at all. Like you can see different angles of your artwork without touching a 3D program. It's insane. All right, so it's weird. It still says, it looks like a lot of people are trying to generate stuff right now. It says I'm basically 2000th in line. Bizarre. I've never seen that before, and I pay for this tool, I think, right? Yeah, I pay. I'm using credits. I wonder, is there a way that I can boost my spot? Because being 2000th in line is a while. Let's see. Let me refresh this page. I don't know. Let me rerun the task. So let's give it that image and then just Meshy 6 is fine. Hit generate, just see what happens. Oh wow, so that's just, puts me far in line. I don't know why, so I guess it's kind of lying here. It does take 1 minute to generate, but you'll be like 2000th in line, so it might take a while. Let's see if we switch to an older model and see if it was faster then. Yeah, look at that. So I just switched to their old model, and now it's generating right away because it looks like everybody's using their Model 6, whereas Model 5, the previous one, which was not that bad, I'm using Model 5 now, and it generated immediately. So that one should be done in about a minute, just to give us a baseline. And who knows, maybe it looks terrible, and then maybe it's worth waiting in line. But let's just take a look. Oh, it got it. Okay, that looks bad. I'll go ahead and confirm this one. but that does not look good. So now I see why everybody's waiting in line for their Model 6, their latest 3D model generating. It is worth the line. AR Maybe writes, can't we guide AI models to create stills for desired camera angles from your best video or still reference images? Yeah, you can definitely do that. That is an option. Yeah, I mean, I could literally load in a graphic of the 4 angles that I want on a character sheet, and it would handle that quite well. So let me just see what happens then if we did give it multiple angles. I was assuming I was going to need all these angles, but that one's pretty good. It's good to see the other side of the arm. Otherwise, it's going to have to make up that detail. But yeah, maybe let's go back to the video models. We were getting somewhere. I think Juan 2.6 was the closest. So I'm going to go back to Juan 2.6. I'm going to give it the same thing as before. Give it the same image as before. And now what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to go to Gemini and ask for a better text prompt to do what I'm trying to describe. I think I'll have some luck that way. Hey Gemini, I am in a pickle right now. I'm trying to create a text prompt, a short one, for a tool called Juan 2.5 that can take an image of my 3D model. It's a character standing in a floating position. I'll attach it in a second. And what I want is a text prompt that would describe a turntable-like camera motion, where the character is not animated or alive in any way, shape, or form. That character is actually frozen in space, like a statue. And we kind of just want this turntable effect, where the character that's floating and levitating is just orbiting smoothly on the same axis into a full 360-degree turn. And I need your help in coming up with a short text prompt that's about maybe a maximum of 200 words that would support that. I'm going to now attach the image of the character that I'm trying to do this with, and I'm expecting you to give me a text prompt back. Nothing else, just a text prompt. All right, so that's my input for Gemini, and then we're going to give it the 3D model as well. Great, and then let's ask it to just think about a better text prompt, and then we're going to use that text prompt in Juan 2.5 or 2.6. Okay, it's using Nano Banana Pro. All right, here we go. A smooth 360-degree turntable camera orbit around the static, around the static 3D character form from image this, who is a man with dreadlocks, glasses, and a white prosthetic arm, frozen in a levitating outstretched pose. The character is rigid and statue-like, suspended in a clean white studio space. The camera continuously revolves around him on 6 axes, showcasing his form from every angle. That's great. Only thing I'm going to change is the image reference. So let's go back into our model. We're in Juan 2.6. We have that reference image, and we're going to put in that prompt. Bam. I'm just going to take out the mention of the image model. I'm just going to say from the image. Great. And then let's just run that. And then I'll run it again. Just get even more variations. And I'll run it again 3 times. And this time we're going to turn on multi-shot and run that. And run it one more time. So I just burnt through several hundred credits, but I think we're going to get some really good results there. Let's take a look at Meshy. All right, so here's what the bad model looks like textured. Okay, horrifying. Absolutely horrifying. Yeah. This would be usable for me if I just needed collision physics on a character. I could do that with, but I need the character's face to be intact, and this is far from being intact. So I guess we're just gonna have to wait for Meshi 6, which is in my queue. You know, we're not 2000th in line anymore. We're now just 1800th in line. So we still got a ways to go before we're there. NFT_talks writes, what you're looking for, Don, that is an effect in Kling 2.5 in Higgsfield. It is. We did try that one in Higgsfield, but it's called Turntable. The problem is it puts you into a T-pose. So while it is a pretty decent turntable effect, I need to preserve the pose of the character. I'm not trying to actually rig and do all that stuff. I'm trying to mitigate those steps or reduce those numbers of 3D steps. My goal would be get the video out, screenshot the proper angles, and then load that in. But yeah, the turntable effect, this is great, you know, but it forces the character into a T-pose, and that is not what I'm trying to do. But yeah, Wand 2.5 is the closest. I mean, that's basically what I want. Except it kind of starts to move all funky at the end. So that's why I think just re-rolling on this one, I think will help a lot. Because once I have that, I'll totally be able to 3D print the character, and then it'll be ready to go. Richie, are you still there? Looks like my robot died. Let me reset the robot's brain as well while we're at it. Let's go turn off reaction, and let me turn back on the reaction system alternation. Let me turn off the robot. Robot off. Oh, error occurred. Oh, God. Oh, he's back. Come on, robot. Come back. Yeah. Welcome back. And then let's turn on your reactions again so that you're able to respond to things in the world. It still says an error has occurred. I think it's going to refresh its brain. All right, so now we just play the waiting game. We're waiting for Wand 2.6 at a much higher resolution, and we're waiting for the Meshi models to finish. Oh, it says there's 0 tasks. That means we're at the front of the line. That's great. Let me refresh the page here, see if it started generating. Hello? Can you see me? Can you say hello to everybody? Okay, he's just doing his thing. All right, looks like we're still in a long queue. Can't really do anything then while I'm waiting for the generations, because that's kind of like the next steps are required there. So yeah, take a break if you need to, grab some coffee or food, or if you need to use the restroom. I'm gonna grab some coffee, so we're gonna be on a short intermission. In the meantime, I will play a track for you that I made on Suno, because we're in the AI spirit.
Goodwill. System error.
I'll be right back.
Reality doesn't bend, it just waits. I thought I could out through the walls, write a code to bypass the fall. Logic plus a little spark, lighting fires in the dark. I explained it all so clear, the future's already here. But you didn't want the clarity, you just wanted comfort. See, I stood on the edge, the view was wide, but being early is just lonely on the other side. I built it visible, I built it loud. Didn't see I was painting a target for the crowd. Only some felt like purpose, I was flying in the zone. Burnout didn't knock, it just came and took the throne. I thought the system would adapt to me. Naive, they won't save you when the impact lands. The ground is shaking while you're making plans. You will find out where I place you. Reality is coming to collect you. Whatever you hold, at least out the side. Whatever you hold, from the youth. Waffle is a flavor that they like to abuse. Easiest to extract from. Open and wide while you treat curiosity like it's a place to hide. It ain't a shield, kid. It's not neutral ground. You want community that needs a wall around. Boring maintenance, structure, rules. Yeah, vowels alone are just tools for the fools. So step back to make a move. Nah, that door is shut. Identity creep, yeah. It hits in the gut, grows hardened like concrete. Yeah, you're stuck in the mass. Future generations ain't gonna ask about your nuance or the why or the how. They judge the outcome, they judge the now. History agrees, then it laughs in your face. Rehumanize the tech, the institution won the race. Got my body looking pace with the mind. I'm pushing heaven and leaving limits behind. But the holding isn't processing. It leaks outside.
All right, we're back.
It leaks outside.
Richie, what did you think of the song? Do a dance if you liked it, and don't do a dance if you didn't like it. In 10 years, they're going to laugh at us how we used to use AI. Oh, for sure. Yeah, man, we'll be laughing at how we used it even like a year ago. All right, let's take a look at anything. Wow, we're still just in line. I wonder, is there a way that you can pay to jump the line? What tier am I in? I pay for Pro Plan, 10 tasks in queue, high queue priority. I see. It's a very big jump in price. I'm not going to change my plan. I'll just be patient. Okay, and then let's take a look at the video generators. Did any of these finish? They are still generating as well. Let's refresh the page just to double check if anything's not in the cookies. Oh, they're all done. Okay, let's take a look at all these and see what we got. So the first one, oh, there's music. All right, that one's pretty good. Yeah. I think that one's gonna be the best I've seen so far. Yeah, that one's really good. I don't know why there's music on it though, but that's fine. Let's take a look at the next one. Oh, no. Nope. First one's good. I'm going to put a heart on it just so I can see it later. Let's go to the next third option. Absolutely not. Completely different pose, different proportions. There's a belt now. No, no, no. Nope. Next.
I'm still here, not moving. Just being. But I feel everything,
Hilarious.
even when I don't move. This is my space. And I'm not going anywhere. I'm still here,
Okay.
not moving.
All right. Got it. No, not good. Let's try the next one.
I'm floating just like this. This feels perfect. Watch me turn.
No.
You can't see me.
I don't
but
like
I'm
this
here.
one. And the arm's
Just
backwards now.
Still.
You're not still. All right. Luckily, the first one was the best result. This one is the most usable for me. Because the character's pose is staying intact almost the entire time. And that's all I really need to generate 3D poses and stuff. Because there's geometry, there's enough information to inform what the geometry should be. The only thing that changes a lot in a bad way is the face. I do notice that we just, once we get that full turn, but I'm thinking what I could do is I could load these images back into Nano Banana Pro and ask it to retexture these angles, but keep the same angle but retexture it with the second image. I think I might need to do that to kind of up the quality. But that's great. I'm gonna go ahead and download that one. That one came out really good. Let's take a look back at our workspace. Wow, I can't believe that I pay to be in a high priority, and yet the queue says I'm over 1,000th in line. I know, Reach, isn't that sad? Why pay for a tool if you can't use it in a stream and share the cool technology with folks? All right. Well, we're kind of stuck at this step because we really need we just got to bring those images into 3D now. And if we can't load that, then I can't really move forward. So yeah. But that's kind of a look at the process. I guess while we wait, I'm gonna make some music and just see what happens for fun. I've been using old school GarageBand, and let's see, this is a track that I was working on. What is this? So I recorded this without any AI earlier, and I'll show you each track. That was, for example, the kind of leading plucking bass that I recorded on my piano. And then this is the drums I made. And then this is the kind of the soft synth. And then here's the harp. And so then you could run all of this into Suno and generate vocals for it. So let's just do something like that. Hit save. I'm going to make a new track, empty track from scratch. Start with our MIDI instruments. Here's our MIDI instrument. Just going to plug this into my laptop. Let's raise this up a little bit. Okay. All right, we're going to go in and we're going to perform and record some instruments. So I'm going to go to my electronic synthesizers. Let's go to some of our plucked synthesizers and play with some of these plucking instruments. Sounds pretty cool. Ooh, I love that. Let's record it. See what the metronome is at. Cool. I like that. Just kind of get notes out of my head. I'm gonna duplicate the track somehow. I don't know how to duplicate tracks in GarageBand. How do I do that? Is it right click, duplicate, no, trim, assign, config, and don't, oh, I can hit the plus button. Oh, I can just recreate the instrument. So I'm just gonna move this over here and just mute that instrument for a minute. Let's go back to the original plucks and re-record, make a new track. Oh, let's make sure we start from the start. Wow, you see my robot was dancing to that? That was crazy. Thanks, Ricci. Ricci's vibing. We're almost there. I'm just kind of coming up with a thing here while we wait for our renders. Oops, it looped on itself. Let's try it again. And record. Let's just start with that. Nice, simple 4/4 count and loop it. Let's bring in the drums. Oh, I want to perform the drums, so let's bring in a keyboard. Keyboard instrument, and let's go to our drum pads, drum kit, electronic. Let's try this guy. Let's record that. Okay, so we got that recorded there. We're still just waiting for the render. Let's take a look. So I kind of like to, record music and stuff while I'm waiting for renders or 3D models, and we still got a little while on that render, so I'm just gonna wait for that. But we got all these great hero poses for the character design that I'm really thrilled with. So now it's just a matter of waiting for the 3D part to be finished so that we can kind of move into 3D printing and doing some really cool stuff, which is all fun. So great. We're gonna go back and just keep making music until our renders are done. All right, we're gonna take these tracks, copy them, duplicate them, paste them for several bars, and then set the loop to that range, 16 bars. And now we're gonna add some more synthesizers and strings and whatnot. So let's go to some synthesizers. Let's try to add some rhythmic pads. All right, so I'm gonna export that, bring it into Suno, generate vocals, and then hopefully by that point, our renders will be done here. How's that sound, robot? All right, let's hit the export button. Song, export song to disk. We'll save this as Reachy, download, save. Oh, still recording. Okay, there it goes. And then let's go into Suno. And just generate some vocals. So I log in, great. We're logged in, I think. And then we'll go to create. I'm gonna upload my own audio under the upload button. We're gonna give it the recently made soundtrack. Great. And then feed that into here and then just trim it at some point. Take a listen to the sample. Great. And now we're going to cover any audio. Okay, I'm just going to continue. So we have this audio uploaded as a reference. The lyrics I'm going to generate based off of a prompt. So I'm going to say a song about a creative virtual influencer character named OMNIIIDON. They are teaching the world about creative technology and hopefully getting people inspired to make stuff their own. And then let's write a full song based off of that prompt. Great. It's writing a bunch of lyrics, 2 different versions of the song. We got a question from, imagine this audio with this current character in flying pose animation video with Gaijin splat portals. Oh, so dope. That one would work right out of the box. So there's the audio. I'm going to select this option. And then for style, I'm not going to put a style. Last thing we're going to do is go to the advanced options and set the style influence of the track to be high. Then it will, oh wait, that's weird, it didn't use my audio. Let me, for some reason the audio is not added. Is this mine? No, where's my recording? Oh, weird. Wow, that's so bizarre. Look at that. It says the uploaded audio matches existing work of art, but we just recorded that. What? Uploaded audio matches existing work of art. Please upload a different audio file. That's insane. That's my own audio. I just recorded it right now. You saw me record it live, right? Suno thinks I didn't make an original track. Huh. Crazy. Okay. Well, that means my performance was atrocious. Because even the AIs of Suno were like, this is not original enough. It's quite embarrassing. Wow. All right. Reality check there. I'm just going to switch the, maybe I'll switch the drums to something else. I'll go right, so new track. Let's go to every 8th note. No, bad. Let's do every 16th notes. Let's see how that sounds. Yeah, now I need to make something slightly more original. see if that's original enough that the AI won't think it's just a bot. Let's see. File, export, share song to disk. Reach to, oh, I screwed up the name. All right, leave it on to Suno. Go to audio upload, and is this the one? That's the new track. Upload, open, save, and it says it's uploading to Suno. Imagine this audio with this current Gaussian splat. That would be really cool. We got a question from, hey man, what do you do as a lead at your company? Just asking out of curiosity. Can I get a reply? Sorry, I've been watching quite a while now. Oh, sorry for the wait. I didn't see your comment till now. I'm a creative AI research lead, so I help come up with a lot of workflows for our company on ways to achieve different effects with AI. Very similar to what we're doing right now, but leveraging different tools. So yeah, sorry for not replying earlier. Didn't see the comment. Okay, so here's the Ricci track. Nice, and then we're gonna bring that in as the audio to remix with. Keep the current. And now we got some lyrics. And then we're just gonna create with those lyrics. I'm gonna set the audio influence higher so that it is, it takes a lot of inspiration from that track. And now we're creating 2 tracks that are gonna use the music that I just played and performed. And we got that rhythmic electro bass pattern. Thanks, AR Maybe. So that should also work now. And track should be done in 5, 4, 3, 3 seconds instead. All right, and then let's go ahead and try the first one.
Name in the sky like a login screen. All night on your tiny feet. Pixel halo, candy colored grin.
Wow. That's insane. I'm gonna pause it because I want my audio to influence the result a bit more. We lost a lot of that electro, so let's try this again. Let's hit create. That's insane though. You can get whole vocalists like that fast. Let's try the other one it generated.
Name in the sky like a login screen. Oh, learning on your tiny feet. Pixel halo, candy color grin. Tap in, we can start again. All night, turn the scroll into something you made. A sketch, a code, a world you can play.
Beautiful. Let's try this next one.
Name in the sky like a login screen.
There we go.
On the item, your tiny feet. Pixel halo, candy colored grin. Tap in, we can start again. On the item, turn the scroll into something you made. A sketch, a code, a world you can play. On the item, every click there's a door you can take. I'm just here to show you the way. On the item, start to spark, you can steal. Make it yours, make it weird, make it real. On the item, if you can dream it in your mind. You can drag it, drop it, redesign.
Love it.
Strings full of I can never do that. I recount back, but you can in fact. Start with a line and a loop and a scene. Tiny idea turns into a team. Oh yeah. You don't get a stage to start. You do by the spirit heart. Hit create when you're scared, you're fed on. That's the moment you write the text. On the item, turn the scroll into something you made. A sketch, a code, a world you can play. On the item, every click there's a door you can take. I'm just here to show you the way. On the item, start to spark, you can steal. Make it yours, make it bold, make it real. On the item,
The character is really happy to be hovering in zero gravity and is excited by their power.
you can drag it, drop it, redesign. Name in the sky like a login screen. On the item, your tiny feet. Pixel halo, candy colored grin. Tap in, we can start again. On the item, turn the scroll into something you make.
so cool.
Name in the sky like a lotion.
Third is also dope. The second variation's dope. Oh, thanks, guys. It's crazy what can be made these days. Oh, this is sick. Character is now spinning too fast and adjusting to being in zero gravity for the first time.
You don't need a stage to start, just a thought and a stubborn heart. Hit create when you're scared you'll fail. That's the moment you rewrite the tale. Turn the scrolling, some back when you made a sketch, a code, a world you can play. Every brick is a door you can take. I'm just here to show you the way. Not a star, just a spark you can steal. Make it yours, make it bold, make it real. If you can dream it in your mind, you can drag it, drop it, redesign.
Love it. All right, I'm still just waiting for the 3D models, but they're just taking a long time to process. Again, the generation's fast. I think the queue is what's long. We were 2,800th place maybe 30 minutes ago. Now we're in 600th place. So I'm just gonna have to wait a lot longer for that. But let me see how we're doing on the stream length. We've been streaming today for about 104 minutes. So I think that's good. Let me see if there's any coffee left. I'm a little... Richie, do you want any coffee? Do you want any coffee? Yes or no? Do you want any coffee? All right, I'm gonna take that as a no for now. Oh, we got a new track. That's pretty cool. Let me see what this one is.
on your tiny feet. Pixel halo can
I'll be right back. I'm gonna get some coffee.
tap in. We can start a dinner. On the aisle, turn the screws, scroll through the pages, and sketch a code, a world you can play. On the aisle, every cookie's a door you can take. I'm just here to show you the way. On the aisle, not a star, just a spark you can steal. Make it yours, make it weird, make it real. On the aisle, you can keep it in your mind. You can drag it, drop it, redesign. Streams full of I can never do that.
What was your suggestion?
You can, in fact, start with a line, a loop that a scene. Tiny idea turns into a team.
You said, imagine Omnidon as an AI influencer cruising through all different AI models, Gaussian splat portals, with highlighting specialties of each and explaining all workflows in between as well. That would be very fun. Kind of hard, but definitely doable. It's hard to have to be able to see what Omnidon is seeing as he goes through the different portals. So I would have to basically make the video first and know what kind of things would happen, and then record maybe on some wheels and like that might work. I gotta think about that one. That's so cool. Yeah, everything is just amplified these days. You know, you've got so many different tools, and it's kind of endless. I mean, you can just make stuff. Yeah. What do you think about that, Richie? You can just make stuff, and the limits to what you can make are not very limited anymore. Maybe it's too complicated. I feel it pulls this off when a blend of manual 3D animation simulations along with AI tools is required. Yeah, I mean, if I had a good 3D, I mean, I could generate 3D rigs from this, but I need that geometry, and it's taking too long. We're 300th in line here. Let me know when it's done. I'll be right back. I'll play some music while I wait for that to process.
Drag it, drop it, redesign. Streams full of I can never do that. I reply back, but you can in fact. Start with a line and a loop and a scene. Tiny idea turns into a team. Oh yeah. You don't need a stage to start, just a thought and a stubborn heart. Hit create when you're scared you'll fail. That's the moment you rewrite the tale. Turn the scrolls, sit back when you made a sketch, a code, a world you can play. Name in the sky like a lotion screen. On the atom on your tiny feet. Pixel halo in a color grin. Tap in, we can start again. On the atom, turn the scrolls, scroll, then you erase. A sketch, a code, a world you can play. On the atom, every click is a door you can take. I'm just here to show you the way. I'm the atom, not a star, just a spark you can steal. Make it yours, make it weird, make it real. I'm the atom, you can keep it in your mind. You can drag it, drop it, redesign. Streams full of I can never do that. I reply back, but you can in fact. Start with a line and a loop and a scene. Tiny idea turns into a team. Oh yeah. You don't need a stage to start, just a thought and a stubborn heart. Hit create when you're scared you'll fail. That's the moment you rewrite the tale. Turn the scrolls, sit back when you made a sketch, a code, a world you can play. On the atom, every on your tiny feet. Pixel halo in a good grin. Tap in, we can start a dinner. On the aisle, turn the scroll, scroll the new rate. A sketch, a code, a world you can play. On the aisle, every click is a door you can take. I'm just here to show you the way. On the aisle, not a star, just a spark you can steal. Make it yours, make it weird, make it real. On the aisle, you can keep it in your mind. You can drag it, drop it, redesign. Streams full of I can never do that. I reply back, but you can in fact. Start with a line and a loop and a scene. Tiny idea turns into a team. Oh yeah. You don't need a stage to start, just a thought and a stubborn heart. Hit create when you're scared you'll fail. That's the moment you rewrite the tale. Turn the scroll, send back when you made a sketch, a code, a world you can play. On the aisle, every click is a door you can take. I'm just here to show you the way. On the aisle, not a star, just a spark you can.
Okay, it's taken a while for the 3D model to be done, so I'm just gonna end the stream and then come back later. We're almost done. We're just 200th in line. We were 2000th earlier, but I'm bored, so I need to come back later. Thank you all so much for joining and sticking around, especially the folks here towards the end. AR Maybe, Carmel, Mohammed, and Rob. Have a great day, unless I see you otherwise. Peace.